Hello and welcome to another episode of the Best of Buckeye. I'm Superintendent Brian Williams, and we have a wonderful group here with us today. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. We're here to highlight our Big Brothers and Big Sisters program, which is a wonderful program, and we thank you guys for what you do with that. The help that you give our younger students is just amazing. Can we start, Ms. Bemke? You can talk about your activities from school if you want, but I'm going to ask each one of you to introduce yourself and for our students what grade you're in and some of your activities.
My name is Debbie Bemke, and I'm the site-based manager for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Summit, Medina, and Stark counties.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm Carrie Kish, and I'm in 10th grade. I'm involved in NHS, Big Brother Big Sister, and SAD.
Very good. George?
I'm George Rasenko. I'm involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters, National Honor Society, Huddle, Freshman Mentors, and varsity and soccer and football.
Right. Great. Good for you. And Carrie?
I'm Carrie. I'm a senior, and I'm involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm senior class president, so I'm involved in student council, Huddle, Freshman Mentors, NHS, a few other things.
Awesome. Well, obviously you guys are all very involved, and you have lots of time that you dedicate to many activities in school. And I know one of those activities that's hopefully close to your heart, and having talked to some of you, I know it is. Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Ms. Bemke, I remember several years ago you approached us about starting this program here in Buckeye. Can you talk a little bit about what Big Brothers and Big Sisters is and maybe the history here at Buckeye?
Sure. The Big Brothers Big Sisters program is a site-based program. This particular program is a site-based program that's run inside the schools. We already have programs in Brunswick, Wadsworth, and Medina, and that have been successful. And we knew we wanted to reach out to other schools in Medina County, and Buckeye being near to my heart because my kids had gone to Buckeye, I knew I wanted to start a program there. So I approached you 2 school years ago. We're just finishing our 2nd school year here, and asked you if we could come. It is a one-on-one mentoring program where we match a high school student with an at-risk elementary school student. And when I mean at risk, it could be academic, it could be social, it could be something going on in the home where maybe it's a single parent home. It could be a home where maybe a child's parent is ill and just needs that extra support, that extra friendship. So we go through an interview process with the bigs and littles, and we do matching so that we can at least match the high school student with an elementary school student who may have similar interests or similar backgrounds. And it's once a week on Wednesdays after school on the primary side. It's a 90-minute program. We won't run through the school year with one activity during the summertime.
Okay, good. Carrie, I'll start with you. You're obviously involved in this program. Can you talk a little bit about maybe some of the things that you guys do with the younger students?
Well, every day we start with homework, and because that's the most important thing. We get that out of the way. And then it's mostly just to talk and to play games and to socialize and get to know your little.
Good, good. George, as far as how many young students and how many high school students are involved, do you know approximately how many kids are involved in the program?
Approximately, I think we're over at least 20.
25 matches this year. Last year we were at 15,
Wow.
so this year we're at 25.
Good. George, do you recall what kind of process you went through to become a mentor?
The interview process was just to get to know you a little bit, to match you with that little that kind of fit the criteria kind of that you had, shared some same interests, some same qualities, and that you could help them with. Like if you had something in your past that was relatable, you could relate to them a lot easier than someone that perhaps didn't have that difficulty in their past.
Carrie, without names, can you tell us maybe about a student that you've worked with or do work with?
Yeah, I've had 2 littles total. My first little started last year, and we went through halfway of the school year, so we really got to know each other at the end of last year, and we were really excited to see each other again this year. Unfortunately, she had to move away, so I got a new little, and we clicked from the beginning, and it was really cool. I was a little bit nervous to begin with to start halfway through the school year, but we got along really well, and we work on homework together and play games, and we have a lot of fun.
Okay. Ms. Bemke, you mentioned you have about 20 matches right now. Is that number satisfactory? Do you have more kids that need mentors? Do you need more high school students? How does that number compare?
We, at 25, that's a pretty good number to have with one big brother, big sister representative there. If we get above 25, 30, it's harder to maintain control, because you're not talking about 25 people, you're talking about 50 people in a room. So 25 to 30 is ideal. There are always students that the guidance counselor can recommend for the program. We can always use more high school mentors. Our goal is to have a freshman that is matched up with like a second grader, first or second grader, because what we want is to have long-term matches. So for example, with Carrie's, we were hoping that Carrie's original match would have lasted at least the 2 years that she would be there. But we understand that situations happen and that families move away or they have to leave the program. But we would love to grow the program. We would love to grow the program at Buckeye. We'd like to eventually bring it to the middle school. That's something that we really have strong feelings about. We think that, the student gets to 6th grade and boom, they're entering junior high. And that's when we know that the hormones kick in. And we really feel that possibly getting juniors and seniors to mentor a 7th or 8th grade student would be something that we could continue on. So, but 25 matches is pretty good right now.
Well, I'll put you on the spot a little bit. What do we need to do to make that happen in 7th and 8th grade? How can we support that, and how do we see that come to fruition over the next year, 2 or 3, or whatever it might be? But
we, Big Brothers Big Sisters, just recently applied for a United Way grant to bring in middle school programs in some of our school systems. We are waiting for the results to see if we were approved that grant. If we were approved that grant, Buckeye is one of the schools that we were going to approach.
We feel honored to have you here.
Yeah.
I mean, we really are very fortunate to have the program here. And Carrie, front row Carrie, obviously you guys are doing a wonderful service for the younger students, but maybe can you talk about maybe what you get out of it? Because obviously, you're volunteering your time, and there must be something you're getting out of it to give up time like that.
Well, coming from a family that's done foster care, it's really rewarding to see that you can make an impact on a little kid's life, and that maybe you being in their life is going to help them in their future.
So we hope that, and maybe for people watching out there, maybe for parents that are watching, be a wonderful opportunity for if they have a student that's either going to be in 9th grade or that's currently in the high school, to get involved in a program like this. It sounds like it's a commitment about 1 or 2 hours a week on Wednesdays?
90 minutes.
90 minutes on
90
Wednesdays.
Minutes, yep, 90 minutes after school. Like I said, for the school year, we do try to meet once during the summer for a kickball game so the kids can stay in touch. The one thing is we like a long-term commitment, and that's hard. We really want that relationship to last long-term, but a good school year commitment's great.
Yeah. Now, George, I know, and this may be a question somebody has, and you're probably the epitome of this. How do you do this when you're an athlete and you have practices after school, and how do you make that work?
You work around your schedule. You talk to your coaches. They allow for school's a priority, of course, and helping younger students along is a little bit more important than your personal athletic gains, even though that is something important.
Sure.
You always want to help academics first, and you can work around the schedule. The coaches are very lenient on how you can do that. They'll listen to you, and when you're doing it, you don't really think about all the time that it takes. You just kind of go to place and do what you have to do and what you signed up for, and it doesn't feel like it's a lot when you're doing it. You do it, and it's from your heart that it's really good that you can help people out.
So the reward for you is great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Carrie, if there were students perhaps out there that are either, like I said, maybe 8th going into 9th grade, or they're in the current high school, what might you say to them about your experience that maybe would encourage them to want to get involved?
My favorite thing about it is just seeing how excited the kids get. Like, it's so rewarding for me to have my little run up and be all excited to talk to me, and just seeing that your presence makes such an impact on just their day in general. It brightens my day every day. If I don't have that great of a day, I know I can go to Big Brothers Big Sisters and have someone who's excited to see me. That's such a good feeling.
That's one thing I want to say about the program is, and this is on the littles side of it, this is 90 minutes once a week. That full attention is on them. If you think about this, in their their everyday 24-hour day. They get up in the morning, and more than likely mom and dad are getting ready for work, getting the other kids ready to get to school, they're doing laundry, they're doing whatever, and there's not that one-on-one. They go to school, they're in a classroom with 25 to 30 kids in a classroom. As much as the teacher wants to spend time, she can't or he can't spend that one-on-one time. They go home, it's the same thing. There's dinner to be cooked, homework to be done. This is the only time during that week, that 90 minutes, and I always tell, when I do trainings, I always tell my bigs, you are to treat that child like a princess or prince for 90 minutes. That child is your universe for 90 minutes. And that's what I think those kids get out of it. So when they do see, their bigs walking into the room, or they see any of those high school kids, they are so excited that someone is there to be their friend for that time. So.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It is.
So if there's somebody out there watching, a parent or maybe one of our students, that says, maybe I want to find out more about this, or maybe I want to get involved, how would they go about getting involved?
They can call me at Big Brothers Big Sisters is 725-8455. Gail Telford is my connection at the high school, and they could reach her and ask her some questions, and she could just refer to me. And then Mrs. Wish at the elementary school level. If there's a parent who thinks maybe they want their child to be involved in our program, they can contact Mrs. Wish at the elementary school.
Okay. Is there anything online as far as Big Brothers Big Sisters? Do they have a website?
We do have a website. It's mentorwithme.org, and that's our Summit, Medina, and Stark County website, and there's a bunch of information there as well.
Good, good. And bottom line is, if somebody wants to be involved, we want them involved. You go to your school office and tell somebody there that you want to get involved, and we'll get them in touch with the right person.
Absolutely.
Okay, good,
Right.
good. Carrie in the front row, you recently won an award, didn't you?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
It was through Lorraine Medina Rural Electric, and it was a competition to see what student in the houses serviced by LMRE knew the most about the cooperative. And if you got the highest score on the test, you get to go to Washington, D.C., and I got the privilege to
Good
do
for
that.
you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Carrie, I got to have breakfast with you one day.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about, it was a Share Cluster Outstanding Senior Award?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
I was elected by, I'm not really even sure who elected me. I think Mrs. Telford elected Erica Favre and I as the most outstanding seniors from Buckeye for our work in prevention throughout our 4 years. We've both been in huddle for 4 years, and then I'm a part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters and Freshman Mentor and everything, so she picked us as the outstanding seniors for the prevention we've done for our 4 years.
And George, you've won lots of awards this year also.
Couple.
Yeah, can you tell us about some of those?
I had a 43-yard field goal in the Oberlin game for football. It's the longest in Buckeye. I'm in some of the top fives for kickoffs and field goals. And then we've won PAC in football for the first time in a couple years. And also for soccer, we won our third straight PAC championship. And we went third round in the playoffs, which is the farthest we've ever gone.
Awesome. And you're both seniors.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you guys have plans after this year? Do you know what you're going to do? If you know where you're going to go to school or what you're going to study?
Go ahead.
I'm going to Kent State University to study high school education in math.
We need good math teachers. Absolutely. How about you, George?
And I'm going to go to the University of Akron to study mechanical engineering.
Awesome. Good for you. Good. And you're in 10th grade, Carrie.
Yes.
So have you thought much about that? Do you know what you're thinking at this point?
I'm still really undecided.
Yeah. Well, you should be in 10th grade, I
Yeah.
think, still. So you've got time to think about it. And again, I thank you guys for being here, because I think one of the things that is important to stress is how wonderful you guys are and what great kids we have in Buckeye. We're lucky to have kids like you that are willing to give your time to help younger kids for the sheer reward in it. You know, the benefit to you and the personal reward that you get for working with younger kids. And obviously the benefit to our younger kids is immeasurable. We can't say what you give to those kids. So thank you very much for what you do, and thank you for your time. Ms. Bemke, anything else we want to say about the program before we end our program?
All I want to say is that the high school students are awesome. Once they're committed, they're committed. They take ownership of the program, and they know that they're there to make a difference in a child's life. And it's very, we're very impressed with the Buckeye High School students.
Well, thank you. And again, I think it's something that I know on a daily basis I take pride in is our students and how great they are, which is because of their families. I mean, we have great families in Buckeye, and they send us wonderful kids. So thank you to you guys. Thank you to our families. I think it is a testament to this community and what a great community we have. We thank you for the support you give us that allow us to do these things. So thank you very much for what you guys do. We appreciate it. Anything else anybody else thinks we need to add before we end our program today?
Thank you for having us today.
Yes, thank you
Well,
very
thank you
much.
guys. We appreciate what you do. Well, thank you very much. I want to thank our community for tuning in. I'm Brian Williams, Superintendent of Buckeye Schools, and this has been another episode of The Best of Buckeye, and we look forward to coming to you the next time with another program. Thank you and have a great day.